have talked about this before, but I don't know if we have or not, but hearing the way that you're explaining things today
Mm-hmm.
is reminding me of, have you heard of behavior analysis? The science,
Yes.
the science of behavior?
Yes.
What you're talking about is doing a behavioral analysis on people.
Yeah.
And there is a newer from behavior analysis, which is the core science,
Mm-hmm.
comes, other branches of things. One of them, it sounds like you're touching on this, is called relational frame theory. Re-
Okay.
Relational frame theory is based on that science. But basically what it does is there are laws of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
There are laws of behavior. No matter what species you are, you could be a
Mm-hmm.
dolphin, a dog, a human. Uh, we all abide by the same laws of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, when we do something, when we behave in some kind of way, when we do something, make an act, when we act in some way,
Okay.
whatever the thing is that happens afterwards, or the consequence, according to the science, that's the word, the consequence, the thing
Mm-hmm.
that happens immediately after that behavior will determine whether the behavior increases in likelihood that it will happen again in the future, or
Mm-hmm.
it makes the likelihood that that behavior will happen again in the future decrease. It'll either increase the likelihood of the behavior happening again or decrease.
Mm-hmm.
Consequence does when it happens
Mm-hmm.
immediately after a behavior, right? That's the basic components of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said, whether you're no matter what species you are, we all abide by the same laws of behavior. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
basic law, right? However, what makes humans different is that there's something about us that's unique from every other species on this planet. The fact that we can talk. We can
Mm-hmm.
talk out loud. We can talk to other people. We can hear and understand what other people are saying to us. And we make rules in our own heads about things. And those rules may or may not be accurate about how the
Mm-hmm.
world works and about how people work and what their intentions are and things like that. So, relational frame theory, which is one of the offshoots, that came from the science of behavior, encompasses the function of our ability to have verbal behavior, right? Like to talk, and
Mm-hmm.
on our cognition. Because of our ability to speak, our cognition is different from other species because no other species can talk. They can
Mm-hmm.
communicate with each other, but they can't talk in a complex way like we can. And because we can talk, we can create rules about things.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not those rules are rules that we know that we can write them down and say them, or they reside in our subconscious and they're a rule that we created based on some event that ever happened in the past, right?
I see. Yeah.
So relational frame theory is called relational frame because it's about how we relate one stimulus, like one thing or event or feature or whatever of the environment,
Mm-hmm.
to a certain feeling or consequence or whatever, and we
Mm-hmm.
create a rule about that, right? Like we frame this rule according to the way that things are configured in the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And it all has to do with our ability to have cognition, like complex cognition, which comes from our
Yes.
ability to speak. So anyway, the only reason why I bring it up is because if you haven't explored it very much, I think
Mm-hmm.
you'll find it very interesting because what you're talking about, because also you use the word intuitive in there. What you're talking about is based in science. You probably
Yeah.
already know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that science is behavior analysis, And but I think that you'll find relational frame theory really interesting. So anyway, that's just what I was thinking of when you were talking. I was like, "Oh my God, this guy, he's talking about behavior. He's talking about doing a behavioral analysis, which is really cool." And what I think is so powerful about it is that when people know, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, you can't help but know. Like now you know. What are you gonna do? Forget? You're not gonna forget,
Exactly.
you know, and it's gonna be a profound knowledge that you just gained by knowing this thing. Well, now the person has to decide, okay, well, is this something that like now how am I gonna function? Once I understand this thing
Mm-hmm.
and everything that goes with it, now I have to, now everything kind of like changes. The meaning of those different things changes for me.
Exactly.
And how am I going to interact with that now? You know,
Yes.
which is incredibly transformational.
Yeah. Let's give you the example of a clown.
Uh-huh.
Now, there is a philosophical understanding of the presence of a clown, right? So the clown has always has to have makeup on and always has like a permanent smile on, right? And the thing is, like someone who's been a clown, and this is not meant to be insulting to anyone. If someone has made a career as a clown, every time they leave the house, they put on the clown makeup, they put on that permanent smile, they put on their little red nose and the funny outfits and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, the clown built a career on being a clown, became very famous and successful being a clown. And then one day the clown decides, I'm tired of being a clown, right? I kind of want to see how the world will respond to me as just me. So the clown decides to wash off the makeup, take off the funny clothes and the funny shoes and walk out into the world with nothing but who he or she is. That person will have to relearn how to live, right? That person has to relearn how to relate to people, how to make friends, how to make money, how to love themselves or, accept themselves as they are. So you can look at it as like, well, finally you get to be yourself. But, being a clown afforded that person different opportunities in life, but at the same time, being a clown was the reason why this person was kind of hiding from him or herself all over the years. So you will have to redefine that relationship with yourself
Right. Have
and the
you
world,
and the
you
world,
know?
have you when you were when do you remember Pizza Hut?
Mm-hmm.
You remember Pizza Hut?
Yes. The
Okay.
brand?
Yes,
Yes.
Pizza Hut,
Are they
right?
out of business?
No, not Pizza Hut. Pizza Inn.
No, I
Pizza
don't
Inn.
know Pizza Inn.
It was like a Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Okay, and maybe I don't know if Pizza Inn was maybe here in this area, the Tampa Bay area, maybe a Florida thing.
Maybe,
I don't
yeah.
know. I really don't know. But Pizza Inn,
Mm-hmm.
okay. It was like Pizza Hut, but it was like there was a buffet. There were usually like those big video game consoles, like Pac-Man or whatever, but they were
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a table that four people could sit on it with a big rolling ball. And you
Mm-hmm.
played Pac-Man together while you were there waiting for your pizza or whatever. You could play Pac-Man with the ball with people. Anyway, okay, so Pizza Inn, all right?
Okay.
Well, Pizza Inn had a very specific shaped building,
Okay.
okay? Pizza Inn went out of business. But
Mm,
other businesses bought the Pizza Inn buildings and they became other things like an Amscot or
I
other
see.
things. You know what I
I
mean?
see. Yeah.
So when I drive by and other
Mm-hmm.
people in my family, because we grew up here knowing Pizza Inn, we went there all the time when we were kids, you know,
Yeah.
drive by and Pizza Inn was kind of like Pizza Hut, where it was like brick and the red. color and like the branding, right? Like, but now
Yes,
they might be painted white with some blue
I
accents,
see.
green, right? But when you drive by it, it's like that used to be a Pizza Inn, remember that?
Yep.
But now it's
Yeah.
not. Now it's an Amscot. You know,
Yes.
and so in our what to your point, the and with the clown analogy, the clown has now taken the makeup off, and now they have to learn how to interact with the world without the costume, without
Exactly.
the buffer, right? They have to
Exactly.
learn, but the world also has to learn how to interact with the clown, especially the clown's family,
Mm-hmm.
friends that the clown grew up with, other
Exactly.
people that look at the clown, and they might in their own mind revert back to their own picture of who that person was in their own mind.
Exactly.
They're going to try to interact with that person according to their own constructs that they've made about the clown. But the
Exactly.
clown is trying to, so now the clown also has to learn how to overcome that.
Yep.
Just like the new Amscot, I'm saying Amscot, I don't know if it's Amscot, but like people drive by and go, "Hey, that was a Pizza Inn." And now I'm thinking about Pizza Inn and I'm looking at that as a Pizza Inn that's just been painted white instead of looking at it as the new business that it is, the new brand that it is, and the new service that it provides. I don't think about that. I think about the old Pizza Inn. So it's
Exactly.
like, okay,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying now. Yes.
So on top of the clown having to learn how to now navigate,
Yep.
on top of it, they also have to navigate the people that,
Perception of them. Yes.
yeah, the people that
Yes.
that are going to revert back to their own ways of interacting and try to
Yes.
push that person back into that box that they're used to thinking of them in.
That's a really, really, really powerful point. Yes, because the work is not just for you to accept your newfound identity.
Mm-hmm.
It's how many years it will take for the rest of the world or your network or your family, your immediate surroundings to accept this new version of you because
And
every single person
yeah,
would come in contact with you and expect to have the same interaction as they used to. But
right,
yeah, like it's just none of your relationships will ever be the same.
right, right.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And how do you, as the transformed person, how do you now help? You're already steering yourself and learning this
Yeah,
new way, but you also have to help steer other people
yeah.
in that direction too. And that can be really difficult
It's
because some people are very opinionated, they're strong
oh
willed,
yeah.
judgmental, they're all the things.
Some people come from big families. Some people have strong family influences. Some people have, careers that are linked to their personalities.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So, yeah,